Hello everyone and welcome to Gaming FTL. My name is Josh and this is Sunless Sea. They've just released the Steel update, or Steel is what they're calling it, and it includes a change to the way that their combat system works. Now, it used to work by the, you would make contact with a monster. Let's go with a past read in shadow so we can get straight into this and grab some stuff from all over the place, see if we get that far. Yeah, there we go. A mission and some morning news. Lovely. Right. Yeah, it used to work. You made contact with an enemy and then you would go into a kind of time-based combat system where it took time to charge up an action and then you would queue up a few actions and then they would increase or decrease the luminosity of your ship, which made it easier or harder to hit, and certain abilities need certain thresholds of illumination to be able to hit the enemy and for them to hit you. And that's how that worked, but now they've got an on-map combat system, and hopefully I will literally be able to go around the corner and find some pirates. And one thing, because I haven't played this in quite a while actually, the one thing I noticed first is that the sound of your engine is less diesel engine now and more steam train, which I think is pretty cool. Steam trains are cool, guys. I like trains. Here we go, pirates. Okay, here we go, it's switched into the combat mode. We have to kind of keep our light on them, and now that they're in range we have to wait until this is it can be not fully charged up, but it can also be what's that guy waiting for? Ow! Oh god, that did a butt ton of damage. Fortunately it it didn't kill us. And now we can go and get the spoils of war. So basically that's it. You have a variety of abilities that depend on what is attached to your ship, and you can customize it and things like that. And it's a very interesting system. I think it needs some balancing. Obviously this is been a feature that's literally just introduced. Let's loot and scuttle. Hey, cache of curiosities, hooray. 2 supplies, nice. And I think you also get a terror reduction because, hooray, you beat someone up. The thing I found is that the further outside of kind of the standard area, the areas that aren't procedurally generated and don't contain massive crabs that kill you in one hit, basically, I think it's basically that. It's extremely difficult to survive with just the basic weapons and ships outside of this area versus pirates or whatever. And especially if you don't pick the if your captain doesn't have like 50-ish iron, which is the stat that affects the combat, then it takes 2 or more hits to get rid of an enemy. Let's present ourselves at the house. I always liked the Hunter's Keep storyline. It's really creepy, and it's got a lot of character to it. And as with my review, this has a lot of atmosphere when you're moving from place to place. It still has the great writing that basically if you read all of it, it immerses you in the storylines, the mysteries, and all of that in a very convincing manner. And it all fits together really nicely as an aesthetic, and it's just really good still. Even though it's not being released yet, it's still in early access. I think I forgot to mention that. And I like the updates that I can't remember how long ago it was now, but it made some islands outside of your immediate area, the islands outside of that area were procedurally placed, and obviously that would affect what stories you come into contact with early on in the game, and it'll make things more interesting. And I think that's really important for long-term playability of games like this. The combat system, though, is a bit weird. I was okay with the old one. I mean, it wasn't as exciting as having combat on the map in this way. Let's accept the dispensation because I would very much like some free stuff. And let's go to London and the shipyard. Wait, no, it's the... Where do we go to get... dry dock, there we go. We need to repair our ship if we're going to go out and try and beat up more pirates. Because we've only got 39 out of 70 stuff. How much does that cost? Okay, let's try that. New total of 64. Yeah, I think we'll go and do that. My new total is 89. That's impressive, especially as the max is 75. So yeah, the combat. It definitely still needs work. The one thing that, as I've been playing before this update was put in, I thought that kind of the movement of your ship is very it's very basic, very slow and considered, and the way the combat is right now, it means that you kind of have to be facing your opponent to illuminate them with your torch, and that doesn't help with the kind of natural flow of the way that you would normally move in a ship. You just kind of you either circle things. Oh, here we go. More things to blow up. This shouldn't take long. You do end up slowing down, and what often happens... Oh, that was a good hit. What often happens is that you end up kind of charging head on at something that's also charging head on at you, and that I don't know. Oh, hello, fallen stone. No, I'm not going to do anything about that. I don't know. The way you normally spend your time moving around is very much an easily flowing thing. You're moving forward and kind of turning to circle a thing, or you're charging straight towards it, or you're kind of going broadside to it. That's how I normally think about ship combat, or just ship movement in general. And with this kind of combat, especially with the larger things that are more likely to get you killed, you either run away. The running away works fine, but seeing as you have to kind of be facing things, otherwise they disappear from your view, and it's impossible to hit them or charge up your abilities. You end up charging directly at things, and you slow down, and then you end up backing up, and it's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like combat that it's not a thing that you would normally end up doing. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly here, but I mean, with a ship it's kind of on a turret system, and you can, hang on, let me see if I can show you. So my ability is stop charging up here, and as far as I can tell, it's because I'm not facing towards my enemy. And I don't know, it would be really, really useful if I could kind of point the light in a direction. And like help out the increasing of the ability. I understand that each gun has its own kind of arc. You see that the red line stops after a certain point, but I think it's either something that needs to be changed with the AI behavior, or the way they attack, or the way that you move and attack. I don't know. It's nicer than the kind of time/turn based screen that pops up. It's nice to not be pulled out of the map, but let's fire at this thing now. There we go, squish. Yeah, it's just one more thing that they're obviously thinking about it a lot harder than I am over at Fail Better Games, and it would be great to see it kind of fit more naturally into the way that the ships already move, which feels really nice. And it's nice to just kind of sail across the black of the sea and discover new places, and that's the main part of the game. Discovering the stories and mysteries and all of that jazz. So if you are interested in checking this game out, there's a link in the description. It is in early access, and I always say with early access games, get it if you want it in its current version and if you want to support the developers, not if you want a full experience, because obviously it is not that. Until it is fully released, it is not that. But it is still up for sale, so check it out if you're interested. If you have enjoyed my video, then please do give it a thumbs up, and if you want to discover more free, interesting, weird and cool indie games, then subscribe for daily videos. And until next time, goodbye!